Hi guys, yesterday I made this gorgeous goat cheese tart after seeing Rory O'Connell make it on his TV show. Rory O'Connell is a teacher in Ballymaloe Cookery School and Drina Allen's brother. So this is me recreating his recipe because he didn't give his exact recipe on the show. You'll find it in his book Master It, which I don't have but will probably end up getting sooner or later because I really like his show on Irish television. So start off with the pastry crust by adding 175 grams of plain flour to your food processor, plus 75 grams of cold butter that's been cubed and a pinch of salt. Then just clamp the lid on and blitz until it resembles fine breadcrumbs. Add it to a large mixing bowl, followed by one beaten egg, and mix it all up with a fork until it all looks slightly damp, before you bring it all together with your hand, squeezing it all together so that you've got one solid piece of dough. Just like this. Then set aside and lay out a sheet of cling film. Pat your dough into a flat disc shape, lay on the cling and wrap it up and store it in the fridge for at least a half an hour. Then lightly dust your work surface with flour, unwrap your pastry disc onto it and roll so that it's really thin, about 1/8 of an inch thick. Then lift the pastry into an 8-inch fluted, loose-bottom pie dish, letting the excess pastry hang over the sides, then line it with a sheet of tin foil and fill it with baking beads or dried rice or beans, and refrigerate it for another half an hour. Then blind bake for 20 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. Remove the tin foil with the baking beads, and with a sharp knife cut away the excess pastry hanging over the side of the tart tin. Then brush the inside of the tart with some beaten egg and return to the oven for another 5 to 10 minutes. Then take it out and let it cool while you get on with the savoury custard. To do this, add 2 eggs and 1 egg yolk to a large measuring jug, followed by 300 millilitres of cream, and whisk to combine, making sure there are no little bits of egg undissolved in that cream. Then just set it aside while you finely grate about 25 grams of Parmesan cheese and add it to the custard, before you whisk that in as well. Add a pinch of freshly cracked black pepper, followed by a pinch of sea salt flakes, and whisk it all up again, and set aside for the time being. For the goat cheese layer, I had 2 of these fat goat cheese discs, which I added once I removed the rind. Spread the first one out first as much as you can with a spatula before you add the second, and spread that out too so that you cover the entire base of the tart. Now take some fresh thyme and give the leaves a good scattering across the whole base of the tart. Pour over that savoury custard so that it's almost reaching the top of the pastry, and bake at 180 degrees Celsius for 30 to 40 minutes until it's just set. In the meantime, take a good handful of sun-dried tomatoes, add about 50 millilitres of olive oil, and blitz until it's all nice and smooth and loose. If it doesn't have a nice, loose, dropping consistency, add another little bit of olive oil and mix it in. Then taste and adjust for seasoning if needs be. Once the pie is ready, take it out and you'll see that it'll have puffed up a bit and risen, but it will sink back down again. Just transfer it to a cooling rack to cool for a while. You can eat this straight out of the oven if you like, but the flavours will intensify if you let it cool for half an hour first. Once it has cooled, ideally you should be able to pop it out of its pie dish and just slice it up and serve. This tart really was so delicious and creamy, I couldn't believe it, and it worked so well next to just some green leaves with that tomato dressing over them and over the tart itself. Thanks a million for watching, guys. If you like this video, be sure to give me a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and check out Rory O'Connell's TV show on RTE or maybe his book Master It. If you try this recipe yourself and want to let me know how you get on doing it, you can let me know on social media. All the links to my accounts are in the description below, as is the link to my blog where you'll find the full recipe at www.rookiecook.org.